Welcome to our series of videos covering NewTone, ImageLine's audio pitch manipulation tool for FL Studio. NewTone allows you to load and edit audio. More specifically, NewTone allows you to edit audio more like the way you would edit MIDI. You can edit the timing, duration, volume, pitch, and pitch variations of notes extracted from an audio file. NewTone is specifically designed for working with audio of a monophonic source, that being a source of a single melody. In the next few videos, we'll take a look at the interface of NewTone, as well as workflow when working with FL Studio, basic editing, and advanced editing. Let's begin with a brief overview of NewTone's interface. Along the top and in the middle of the interface are a few option buttons. The first is the File option, where you would open and save audio samples. Also from the File menu, you can export your edits to a MIDI file. We'll be taking a closer look at opening and closing audio samples in the next video. We will also be taking a closer look at exporting MIDI in the third video of this series. The Edit option allows you to select from the various edit modes. We'll be taking a closer look at these modes in later videos. The Selection option button is where you can select within the timeline, which is helpful if you wish to loop a certain portion of your sample. If you have some notes already selected from the edit window, then Select around selected items, the time selection will be based on the length of the position of the notes selected. The Select Before Current Selection option will select within the timeline from the start of the sample up to the first note selected. While Select After Current Selection will do the opposite and select within the time from the end of the last selected note to the end of the sample. The Undo Redo options is where you can undo or redo edits made in the edit window. The Insert to Piano Roll will allow you to convert the melody of the audio loaded into NewTone to melody note data and send it to the piano roll of the currently selected channel. We'll be taking a closer look at this function in video 4 of this series. The Drag selection will allow you to drag all or portion of the audio into either a channel in FL Studio or even to the playlist editor. We'll be taking a closer look at dragging the audio in the next video. The Send to Playlist will place the audio into the playlist. Again, we'll be taking a closer look at this function in video 4. The global parameters, center, variation, and transition will allow you to apply changes to all of the notes within the editor. We'll be taking a closer look at these controls in video 4 of this series. Below the global parameters are a few buttons that will allow you to select from the various editing tools, as well as syncing options and cursor options. We'll be taking a closer look at these buttons in the following videos. In the top left corner are transport controls, which you can use to control the playback of your loaded sample. You have the basic play and stop buttons, as well as a loop enable button, which allow you to loop play the loaded sample or loop the selected length of the sample. And of course, under all these options is the edit window, where you will perform your edits. So now that we have covered the basics and toured the interface, in the next video, we'll dive into NewTone and look at its workflow within FL Studio.